Watch this. I'm going to enter a search query, let's say real estate in the United States, and click submit. Now keep your eyes on the Google Sheet. In just a moment, you're going to see a blank spreadsheet come to life. Row by row, it will automatically populate to fresh, qualified leads. I built this no-code system to scrape, verify, and deliver 1,000 fresh leads for just $1.50. We're getting the exact decision makers, their verified email address, and even an AI-written icebreaker for each one, personalized directly based on their company website. What you're watching is a system that just saved me hours of manual work. In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how I built that exact system from scratch using only no-code tools. No prior experience required. And if you want to skip the setup and start getting leads in minutes, you can get the exact same workflow in the description box below. And by the way, inside my community, I show you how to contact these leads on autopilot, automate replies, and book calls without landing in the spam folder. So if you're interested in that, make sure to join my community. And by the end of the video, I will also do a detailed price breakdown. But before we start building, let's take a quick look at the big picture. This is the automation that we are going to build today from scratch. It's built in NLN, a no-code platform. Just go to nln.io and click sign in. Then you should see this window. Here you can click create workflow. Then you have the same canvas open like in our AI automation here. Everything is here drag and drop and easy to adjust by double clicking on the nodes. And here's how it works. When I click here execute workflow, a new pop-up appears here. Here I can select the seniority level, for example founder, owner, director or partner. I can select the company size here and the industry, for example real estate, the country, for example United States, and the lead number, for example 100. When I click now here submit, this whole automation starts running. First the lead agent figures out how to configure our scraping agent. Then the scraping agent is running and get us all the leads. Once we receive the leads, they're going through this automation here. For each lead, we get the website and the website content, and based on this, we create an icebreaker line for it. Then this whole thing is saved in the Google Sheets document here. And like you can see, it's getting updated here regularly. And without further ado, we will now build this whole thing from scratch. Make sure to open up the free instructions provided in the description box below to follow along. Here I also provide a template for the Google Sheets document that you can use. Now we will build the whole automation from scratch. We will start with the input. First you go to your overview and click create workflow. Then you give this workflow a name like lead scraper and add your first step by clicking here. Then you select on form submission, since we want to start our workflow with a form submission. Here you can fill out the form title, the description, and add different elements. For example, seniority level. Here you can select type, for example, drop down. And here below you can provide different options. For example, founder, owner, director, and so on. And you can add more form elements by clicking here add form element. If you filled out everything correctly, it should look like this. You can click pause to copy and paste everything, but make sure it looks exactly like this here. Once we've done that, we can go back to the canvas by clicking here close and click save. When I click now execute workflow, this pop-up appears here. Let's quickly fill it out and click submit. What will happen now here is when we double click on this node, we see here on the right side the input we gave. The great part is in the next node we can use this output as the input. Let me show you how. First you click here the plus icon and select AI, then AI agent. For source for prompt you select define below, and here you can type any prompt. And the great part is you can drag and drop here the different elements here that will be then used in your prompt. For example, when I type in here company size, I can reference the company size we gave in the form. But for now, you click here expression, click this little icon, then you go to the instruction, and under lead agent, you copy and paste the whole prompt and then paste it here. Then you close this, and click here the plus icon under chat model and type in open router and select here open router. The model you can leave as it is, and you need to provide credentials. For that you click here and click create new credential. Then you go to this website openrouter.ai, create an account here, and then click here keys. Then you create a new key, give it a name like N8N, click create, copy this key, and paste it here and click save. When everything worked fine, you should see here connection tested successfully. And make sure to add $5 to $10 here so you can use the service properly. OpenRouter is a unified interface for LLMs, so it gives you access to all LLMs like Gemini, ChatGPT, or Cloud. And they even provide free AI models. So once you've done that, you click here close, you close this here too, then you double click here on the agent and click here execute step. When everything worked fine, you should see here this output. This output will be used in the next node. But what it basically does is, it takes our industry here this user selected industry, and based on this industry, it looks up what is the closest match out of this available industries. For example, in this case, for real estate, it's of course real estate and commercial real estate. But let's improve it a little because this output we cannot use in the next node so easily. To improve that, we click here, require a specific output format. Then we close this here again and click here on the output parser, the plus icon, and select structured output parser. Then we go to our instructions and copy this snippet here under output and paste it here. Then you close this here and click again AI agent and click again execute step. What happens now is we get a structured output that we can easily use in the next nodes. Last thing you have to do is to rename this agent to lead agent. Then you close here and click save. Now we got already these two parts finished of our automation. The next part is the scraping engine. For this we're using Epify. It's a scraper marketplace where you can use different scrapers. They're called actors. For this specific automation we will use the leads finder. That gives us 1000 leads for $1.50. So basically instead of building our own engine with proxies, headless browsers and the other complicated stuff, we prefer to use this service here. Because it's pretty affordable and much cheaper than building it everything from scratch. And now we will be building the scraping engine. When we're using an external service like Epify, then the process is pretty much always the same. First we send to Epify a job, so it's basically scraping in the background. Then we receive back a job ID. With the job ID, we check if this job is already finished. If it's not finished, we wait a few seconds and check again. And we do it so long until it's finished. When it's finished, then we continue here and get the results first, so the leads basically. Once we got the leads, we check if for our search query we found any leads. If so, we're doing the personalization. But now, let's build this part. Click here the plus icon and type in Epify and select Epify. If this node is not installed yet, install it quickly and then select here Run an Actor. First we need to provide here our Epify key. For that, click here Create New Credential and click Connect My Account. Once you've done that, in Actor select by ID and then go here to the Epify and select this ID here, or you can also find it in the instructions. Then paste it here, go back to the instructions and copy this snippet here and paste it here. When you open this input here, then you see what we are basically sending to Epify. We want leads for real estate and commercial real estate. The location is United States. We want only validated emails. And for now, we want to catch only 10. And now we can click execute step. What it basically does, it tells Epify what to scrape for us. Now we receive from Epify the status succeeded and the job ID here. This job ID we can use to get our leads. Let's go back here, click here the plus icon, type again Epify, select here Epify, and select here under run, get run. For our ID, you select here by ID and drag and drop this element here. And now you can click execute step. Since the status is already succeeded, it means it finished already the job. Let's go back here. But first, let's check if the job is really finished. For that, we click here if and select here the if branch. Then we drag and drop the status here succeeded and make sure it's only true if this status is equal to succeeded. Now we click here execute step and like you can see the output is in the true branch. If the output is false, we hit the wait node. We select this wait node, select here 5 seconds. So it waits 5 seconds and then checks again if the job is finished. Now click here save. So once the job is finished, we want to get the results. For that, we type here an Epify. Select here Epify and select here under dataset actions, get dataset items. And here you need to provide the dataset ID. For that you go to the run an actor node and here you simply drag and drop the default dataset ID to the dataset ID and click execute step. If everything worked fine, you should receive the similar output like this with 10 items if you selected 10 items. Then close this, click the plus icon, type in if, select this, then you go to the instructions and under results found, you copy this, you paste this here, select under object exists and click execute step. We do this to check if we got any results because there's an edge case where you don't get any results for your search term. And now we can continue. We want now to build the personalized engine. For that we click here the plus icon and type in loop and select loop over items and click here execute step. What it basically does is it takes this 10 items and loops them one by one over this workflow. The first thing we have to check is that the lead really has an email. For that we type in here if, select here if, then drag and drop this email here and select here under string exists and click execute step. This will make sure we only take leads that really have an email. If they don't have an email, we just loop over to the next item. By the way, best practice is always to name your node. For example, here has email. Next, we want also to check if they have a website. If so, we want to make an icebreaker line. For that, we click here the plus icon, select again if, but this time we're drag and dropping the company website here. Select under string, exists, and click execute step. Then we give it a name, has website, and close this. If it does not have a website, just loop over to the next item. If it has a website, we want to make an HTTP request here. Under method, we select get, and here we simply drag and drop the company website here. Then we click execute step, and we will receive here an HTML. The problem is our AI agent cannot read this so well. That's why we want to extract text. For that, we click here the plus icon, type in code, and select here code in JavaScript. And now we go to our instructions and select the snippet under extract website text content and paste it here. And click execute step. And now we receive the full website's text content that we can use to create a personalized icebreaker line. Let's close this and click here the plus icon and type in AI agent and select here AI agent. Source for prompt you select define below. Then you click here expression and this little icon. Go to the instructions and copy and paste what's under icebreaker AI agent and paste it here. So this prompt basically provides how we want to make the icebreaker line, and we have here some examples. I highly recommend to use examples of high converting icebreaker lines. Just give the examples some placeholder like here and let the AI fill out the blanks. Let's close this for now, close this again, and click here on the chat model, open router. Since we connected it, we don't need to do here anything. You can here select a different model if you need. For now, we close this. Double click again on the AI agent and select here require specific output. Close this again. Click here output parser. Select here structured output parser. Go to the instructions. Copy and paste the snippet under output. Paste it here. Double click again AI agent and click execute step. Now our AI agent made the perfect icebreaker line based on the information he received from our scraper. And like you can see, we created this whole part. The last thing we have to do is to save everything in a Google Sheets document. For that, you click here the plus icon and type Sheets and select Google Sheets. Here select append row in Sheet. First add your credentials by creating create new credentials and sign in with Google. Once done that, you go here to document, select by URL, open a template provided in the instructions, click file, make a copy. So you have your own copy in your own Google Drive and have access to it. Then you copy this URL. Then you copy this URL from the Google Sheets document and paste it here. Then you can select here in the drop-down menu, delete sheet. And now it's easy. You take here from the left the information like company name and drag and drop it to the right field. For example, the company website is in website. And you fill it out for all these columns here. In the instructions, I also provided you all snippets that you need to make this all work. Just make sure to click expression and then paste the snippet there. Once done that, it should look like this. When you click now execute step, then you should see a new entry in your Google Sheets document. Now close this here, click on this element and remove it, and click save. Congratulations, you are finished. Now you created the exact same workflow like this one. And it will work the exact same way. Just make sure to unpin this element here. So when you click execute workflow, you start from scratch. Now let's talk quickly about pricing. So the MP5 service costs you around $1.50 per 1,000 leads. To create 1,000 personalized messages with GPT-4.1, it costs you around 60 cents. And to host NNN monthly, it costs you around $28 if you're hosted by NNN, or you could technically self-host this whole thing for $5. I hope you liked this tutorial and see you in the next one.